I talked to Kara yesterday. I was taking a walk around 5. I met a new friend last night, a friend of a friend, this girl Malia. We went to Tallahassee food trucks last night, hung out with her for hours.
I'm Leslie B, just a seeker, story keeper, and we're still watching, waiting for justice.
Hello. Happy Thursday. I just felt like jumping on a live. Hey, Christina. And hey, Mia Wallace. Good to see you. So what do y'all think about Aaron Spencer? I thought that was a pretty exciting headline. Everything dismissed. Hey, good to see y'all. Happy Thursday. I've been struggling this week as I get back to reality. And like there's some more CrimeCon drama. Christina posted a video of somebody following her. Hey, Tater. Hey, Nancy. Brush with life. Listening to this clip always makes my teeth itch. Wendi is an actress in every moment of her life. Yeah, reality sucks. But Aaron Spencer, have y'all been following it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Case was dismissed today. This was a case of vigilante justice working, in my opinion. So I'm just going to play this little 10-minute clip from the local Arkansas news.
But we start tonight with the developing story this afternoon out of Lonow County. The case against the man who's running for sheriff there while being accused of murder has been dismissed over mishandled evidence.
Aaron Spencer has been facing murder charges after he shot and killed Michael Fossler, a man accused of abusing his daughter back in 2024. Then, in March of this year, Spencer won the Republican nomination for Lonow County Sheriff. Now, in today's ruling, Special Circuit Court Judge Ralph Wilson says he's dismissing the charges after pretrial testimony revealed that Lonow County investigators lost an important piece of evidence, and we're talking about an SD card from a dash cam in Fossler's truck.
And Spencer's lawyers argued that that missing card likely would have helped their case. And today, Judge Wilson agreed, saying,
yeah, little corruption there. Just a missing SD card. I agree with you, Nikki. Frosting on the cake. Aaron Spencer case dismissed. Now arrest Wendi Adelson Estrada.
Spencer would be denied a fair trial. His order called the mistakes by detectives in the case a pattern of violations that gave the appearance of a cover-up. Aaron Spencer in the last half hour reacting to the news with a statement to THV 11, thanking those who supported him over the last 2 years. You can find the full statement as well as those from his counselors. It's on our website right now, thv11.com.
All right, well, let's turn our attention to weather now and bring in meteorologist Nathan Scott.
Yeah, we actually had a little bit of rain. I know we were thinking.
It was a longer update, but it's just a minute. What do y'all want to chat about? I just felt like chatting. So I apparently ordered this book, and y'all tell me, was this the lady that was on Professor Joe Patuto, like right before CrimeCon? I ordered this book, The Gift of Fear, and I don't. Survival Signals That Protect Us from Violence, which I don't really know why I ordered that. I have to think that would have been it, but this might be a good one. I want to do that. You Don't Find Swans in the Sewer or whatever, Cheryl McCollum's book that just came out. I want to do that. And I had some of my CrimeCon stuff up on my desk, and I was going to show y'all. I think I showed y'all the other night my autograph photo of Brian Enton. Is that not just adorable? I mean, I haven't seen this. I think years ago, my dad, like when President Ford, I mean, that's how long ago, like he got us an autograph photo. They were at the same hotel. Hey, Florida Gulf Coast. Good to see you. But yeah, I've just got a bunch of stuff here on my desk. I did not get nearly as much stuff this week, but this was my CrimeCon badge. but I had Joseph Scott Morgan autograph it. He was just there and he had Sharpies. So I was like, okay. And then when you signed up for CrimeCon Orlando, they gave you this little button. It says CrimeCon Orlando. Yep. So I'm going to start collecting. I hope y'all are signing up. It's really fun. So I think I showed y'all on one of the shorts that I did. I said, I just feels a lot more crowded this year. And it was. Apparently, it was like almost double the size of Denver. So I don't know what's going to happen when it gets too big. But I think it should branch out and we could have like Adelson Anonymous Crime Con. But one day I met this lady and she was like asking me, I don't know, you're just doing small chat. And I said, oh, the Dan Markel case, Adelson. And she's like, what's that? And she was from Toronto, Canada. I must have looked at her like she had 3 eyes. Yeah, I just started. There's really nothing going on here. Mia says, this is a very good book, The Gift of Fear. I think it was that PhD lady that was on Professor Joe. I thought it was one of the best lives I had seen in a long time. It was a great guest. Melissa, you said he's so cute and nice, Brian. Yeah, he's authentic. When am I going to Jacksonville State? Soon. I'm going to reach out to him. I just, before I go and take some more time off work, I just thought I better get in a few days, but I can't wait. Oh, AdelCon. I like that, Mia. That's a good one. Yes, Brian Hooker. So what do y'all think about that? I mean, Ashley Banfield has been, no pun intended, killing it with her coverage. It's a behavior panel. I need to watch their Wendi episode. Should I pull that up and try and watch it? Let's see. Are they going to strike me? I get so sick of these YouTube strikes. Let's see. 2 years ago. Oh my God, Gazella. Is that the bear? I think she's, what does she do? The grizzly bear? She's amazing. Ashley is riding him like a Kmart pony. That's funny. That's funny. I don't know if I can watch 3 hours of behavior panel saying good
language
things
is
about women.
behavior overall.
Hold on.
So what do you got?
Today we're going to analyze the body language of Wendi Adelson on the stand. Greg, why don't you tell us about the video?
Right there, strike one. Adelson. Nope. How do they get this pop-up over here with the products? I gotta figure that out.
Guys are going to watch.
Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting one for us because number one, she is not on trial. She is.
Nancy is asking, I bought Wendy's book used. Do you still plan on going over it in book club? I do. I just don't know how soon I can do it. Y'all, I'm going to tell you, I tried to read some of it recently. I don't know if I can read the whole thing. I went through various chapters and it was just painful. But I need to post our Ruth Markel book club for the unveiling for this weekend. I might do it on Saturday. I'm trying to go live with Professor Joe. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's see what they say.
There in testimony in her brother's conspiracy to commit murder trial. The story is, and all those of you who watch us are going to know the story much better than we do, but the story is her ex-husband was killed by someone who was paid to kill him, and her brother and I believe her brother's ex-girlfriend are charged with conspiracy. Hopefully I got all those facts right. But Wendi Adelson is on the stand and being asked questions that lead up to a lot of things that are right up against, is she involved, including she'll outright get asked, is she involved? But she has immunity of a sort that protects her for anything she says on the stand during this testimony. This is a good one.
So remember, while we're talking about this, these are just our opinions. These aren't facts. This is just what we think from what we're looking at these specific videos. We don't know the backstory on this. We hardly ever know the backstory on whatever case we're talking about, because we're not the, what is it you always say, Chase? We're not the what panel? Forensic. Yeah, we're not the forensics panel. We're the behavior panel. So it's not just body language, it's behavior overall. All right, here we go.
I want to talk a little bit about Jeff Lacoste. You first met Mr. Lacoste in the fall of 2013.
Yes,
It was casual at first.
it was.
You were dating other people as well.
I was.
It got more serious around March of 2014.
That's right.
Fair to say he was in love with you?
I don't really remember. I don't think I could say, but it was more serious.
Okay. You weren't so sure about him. Is that fair to say?
I think my feelings developed over time,
And then they undeveloped?
and then they undeveloped.
You were very different people from very different backgrounds, right?
Yeah,
He didn't spend much time with your parents, right?
I think maybe he met them once.
He wanted to meet them more than once, right? He didn't like that he didn't get to see them more times.
I think he wanted to be more integrated into my life.
Jeff Lacoste met Charlie Adelson one time in March of 2014, right?
That's right.
He accompanied you on a trip with law students, right?
I used to run an alternative spring break, and he came with me.
And you decided to come down to South Florida for a day or two, right?
That's right.
And you had dinner at a place called Yardbird, right?
That's right.
Are you aware that happened on March 11th, 2014?
No, I don't remember the date, just that it was during the spring break.
Fair enough. You remember sitting outside on the patio?
I do.
And it was you and Mr. Lacoste and Charlie and a woman named Catherine Magbanawa. Do you recall that?
That's right.
Who was Charlie's girlfriend at the time.
Yes.
Are you aware that Sigfredo Garcia was watching you at that dinner?
No.
No.
Are you aware that he was contemplating running your brother?
Okay, is the behavior panel going to analyze when freaking Rash Bomb's questioning her, which is all planned by Donna? I mean, we need to see
Over with his car at that dinner?
No.
After dinner, you and Jeff Lacoste stayed at Charlie's house, right?
We did.
Miss Magbanawa wasn't there, right?
I don't remember her being there.
It was just the three of you.
I think so.
And you left the next morning.
We did.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
So this is going to be a good one. Remember, she's not on trial. So what we're looking at is baseline. We're looking for body language deviations. What we do is we look for a baseline and how a person's responding. And we look for a change. And that's how we know something's going on in their head. Doesn't mean we know they're guilty or innocent, because we're not mind readers. We are reviewing behavior. But this is a good example of her up front when she is in baseline and thinks something's amusing. I would guess, this is my guess, my opinion, that she has prepared this part of the testimony. She's ready for what kind of questions might come as a result of that. She knows what's coming up, and so she's more relaxed. She's smiling, and then movement. It almost feels like there's some inside joke with the attorney about when she's talking about, what was it, disenchanted or
Yeah, there was an inside joke. Hey, real quick, Brush with Life said, I've been wanting someone to go back to the beginning of Wendy's Isom interview. There's a very telling moment when Isom says there was a shooting at her house. Okay, so I went and found it. So this won't take but a minute. We'll see what. She's just sitting in the Ramblin'.
have your ID with you?
I just listened to my voicemail.
What'd you hear?
I
Who was
just,
your voicemail?
it's from Lisa Carey, who is my real estate agent, or who I had gone with to find a house. She just said she was driving around town and she heard there was a shooting on Trescott.
Yeah.
Welcome, Tech Death Hippie. Happy to see you. You're new. We're happy you're here.
That's what this is about. I'm sorry you had to hear it that way.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if I should.
It's all right. Just leave it there. Is it still on?
It's right there.
Do you want to just hit play again for me?
Sure.
Hey, it's Lisa Carey. It is Friday, and I feel like an idiot doing this, but I just heard that there was a shooting over on Trescott, and I promise I'm not trying to be dramatic or even nosy. I don't know, just checking on you, my friend. I hope all is well. I hope your sweet boys are well, and if there's anything you need, let me know. It just ran a chill down my spine when I heard that there was something going on Trescott. All right, 212-3083. Hope all is well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
That's all right. You can stop it. Or does it stop automatically?
It's done.
Okay. Do you have your identification with you?
Yes, let me pull out my purple wallet.
All right, so you never took the last name of Markel?
No.
Adelson. Okay. Wendi with an I.
Yeah.
Joe. All right. There was a shooting at your home, or your ex-husband's home, at 2116 Trescott. Okay. Your ex-husband, Daniel, all right, has been taken to the hospital. He's not going to survive.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Okay, so Brush with Life says, there's a very telling moment when Isom says there was a shooting at her house. No, oh my God, till he says Dan's house. All right, let's go back.
Okay. Wendi with an I. Joe. All right. There was a shooting at your home, or your ex-husband's home, at 2116 Trescott. Okay. Your ex-husband, Daniel, all right, has been taken to the hospital. He's not going to survive.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Yeah. Very fast reaction. Brush with Life. If I was told a shooting at my house, I would gasp. I know she was forewarned by friends that it was Trescott. That may be why. Mia says, Detective Isom here on video tells Wendi Adelson that he's sorry she had to hear about it that way via voicemail. Contradicts Wendy's false narrative detectives told her in the car ride on the way to the interview. You're exactly right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sir Tedrick. She already knew the shooting because she drove by the crime scene. That's right. Yeah. You would look shocked. Okay, Mia sent a better link. So let's see. I'm not watching 3 hours of the behavioral panel.
You were referenced several times, not on direct examination by the state, but by your brother's attorney on cross as a co-conspirator. Are you charged in this case?
No.
This isn't your trial, is it?
No.
Is your brother charged with conspiring with you to do a murder?
No.
Is he charged with conspiring with you to plan a murder?
No.
Is he charged with soliciting you to do a murder?
No.
Who is he charged with doing those things with?
I don't think anyone.
Have you had an opportunity to review his indictment in this case?
I have not.
Okay, I don't believe for 1 second no one had read the indictment. Coco T asks, can anybody tell me if some of the emails that were used in all 4 trials, part of the emails from Wendy's phone and computer the day of the murder? If so, did she forget that was evidence against her mother? I think they were pretty much from Donna's. I don't think we've seen anything extracted from Wendy's phone. Somebody else can check me on that. All right.
Opportunity to take a look at that document to yourself. Who is your brother alleged to have done these crimes with?
Catherine D. Magbanowa.
Were you on the wire in this case, Ms. Adelson?
No.
So when the bump happened, are you familiar with the event I'm referencing as the bump?
I am now.
When law enforcement approached your mother on the street and handed her a piece of paper?
Yes.
Okay. When that occurred, who did your mother call?
I don't know.
Not you, right?
Not me.
Okay. And once your brother found out about the bump, did he call you about it?
No.
Who did he call?
I don't know.
Well, you listened to the calls to authenticate the voices, didn't you?
Just to hear the voices, not to hear the content of the calls.
Okay. And the voices were your brother's voice, right?
But I listened to the calls just to hear who was on them, so I don't know what content they're referencing.
I heard your answer. My question to you now is, your brother's voice was on the calls.
He was on some of the calls I listened to.
Your mother's voice was on the calls.
She was on some of the calls I listened to.
Did you have any secret meetings with your brother post bump that happened in South Florida?
No.
All right, Greg, what do you got?
So while this is not a body language, it is certainly a behavior thing. I'm an attorney. I'm going to go testify in front of somebody and I don't read the charges. That seems that strains rational believability to me. Just it does. And it's going to all these people who do true crime. They're all going to jump on that because that's not normal. I'm an attorney. I know that what I say matters and I'm sitting in front of these people and I'm so prepared with everything else. That strains credibility. She hasn't read that. Her pupils are actually wider now. She has fairly narrow pupils. Usually look at the difference now. So you can see the stress is starting to build up. One of my favorite things is when she hands her the paper. How do you grab a paper usually? But when it's precious or dangerous, both those hands go out and grab it. And that is clearly the case here.
Oh, that's an interesting point. So she grabbed the paper like that instead of just... Interesting. I've never even looked at her pupils.
We're going to see her when she sees a threat in paper or something that's going to nail her down. We see her do that. That's got nothing to do with guilt or innocence. That's got to do with threat. When you see a threat and you do it, you're indicating that. And it could be something precious too, like a letter from somebody you love who is no longer alive. That would be
like a cup of warm tea on an episode of The Bachelor.
Two hands. Yeah. I've never seen an episode of The Bachelor. I'll take your word for it, but I agree. Yeah, I'm sure, because none of us would be on that one. So, but she's not giving anything away for this attorney. She's making the attorney work for it, and the attorney is going to turn on her and make her do it too. When she says, I listened to the calls to hear who's on them, come on. There again, you're straining credibility.
Yeah, we all know she was listening to the calls. We listen to the calls every night going to sleep. We know she was listening to them.
when you say things like that. And this attorney is probably pushing that to cause her to get to a certain place with the jury. Mark, she does my favorite thing. She becomes suddenly Andrew talking about how he knew Epstein through his girlfriend. But remember him holding his fingers and go, but it's Ghislaine. It's Ghislaine. Right. She's doing that with, I'm listening for their voices, not for the content. Well, especially if it's somebody you love, you're going to listen to the words they're saying, my opinion. So this is a behavior difference. I love when she tells her, I heard your answer. That's not my question.
I love that too, when Georgia says that. T. Kinsella says, I'm a few minutes behind. Do we know if Isom drove her from the restaurant? No chance another officer told her in the car. Correct. Yeah, I mean, Isom has said he drove her.
I love when somebody puts somebody on notice that you're not going to get away with that. And Scott, I put this here for you specifically. This attorney, I can sense her feeling just like you. She's on my last nerve. You see that big swallow just before she goes back at her. I love that. You can see that mouth open, and she's after more air now. She's breathing in her upper lungs. So here we go. And then is that last thing she said a fading fact? It sure sounded like it to me when he said, did you have secret meetings with your brother in South Florida? No. Sounds a lot like Candace.
I always thought that was interesting too when she asked that. It's like she knows about something. Why would Georgia ask that?
On Dr. Phil. Scott, what do you got?
All right. Speaking of those no's, now this is something that deals with sonics and the audible part of this. When she says no those first two times, and when I say this, I don't mean they're exactly alike. I mean, the two no's at the very beginning are exactly alike. They're the very same. It's almost like they were sampled and they were played twice. They weren't, but that's how close they are. The only difference in the second no, she says, is there's a slight little, when she opens her mouth, you hear just a little tick or a little click. It's nothing she's doing because of something's bothering emotionally or anything. That little click noise just happens to be part of the sound of her mouth opening at that point. Those are so close. I've never heard somebody be able to repeat a sound the very same like that before. And I couldn't believe it. So I took them out and looked at the samples, and you lay them on top of each other. I should put it on here and show you they're the very same. Unbelievable how close they are sonically. Now,
can I point out something? Yeah. That's a Grammy-nominated sound engineer saying that, not a body language guy. That's the first thing. So sorry to interrupt you, but it's important.
No, it sounds too much like forensics to me.
That's true. The forensics panel. That's true. That's true. Oh, yeah, sorry about that. I'm getting too much into the sound part of it. Anyway, but the three no's after that with her about her brother, they consecutively get lower in tone and they get longer as they go along. So I think there's something up here. She's got herself separated when they're about her, but when they're about her brother, they're not more relaxed, but they're lower, and they're about a half dB lower sound-wise for any audio guys out there and women as well, because I always get things from them saying, oh, if you'll take drop your, who sucked all the 300 out of your voice during the thing, because this mic moves a lot. Anyway, so I thought that was fascinating. I've never actually seen or heard that before. It's almost like the same sample twice, those first two no's. But those three next ones after those, that's something's up. I got to be careful what to say. But there's something going on here. I think she knows more about what's happening here than she's letting on. People usually do, and that's probably why they have her up there. Then the impression that she does know more than she's letting on. And this attorney's trying to find out. But something's going on there, I can promise you. Now, what does all this mean? As far as I know, there are no studies or papers on that kind of thing specifically again. But I do have the impression that something's up. I'll leave it there for that. Chase, what do you got?
Yeah, when she's talking about just listening to hear what content it is and not looking at and not reviewing the content there. If you were around in the 80s, this is the I read it for the articles argument. When the prosecutor asked, this isn't your trial, is it? There's an increase in blink rate, almost to a flutter here. It goes from a 21 to about a 58 in blinks per minute. And just continuing to display this mouth open behavior. So, when somebody leaves their lips slightly parted and their mouth is like a little bit open, it's like they're ready to engage in a conversation. So this is often seen as a sign of being open and sincere. And it's kind of like a kid doing this. It's like, I'm listening, I'm ready to talk. And there's, I think, a little more to it, that this gesture can also remind us of innocence and honesty in many ways. If you just think about kids doing this, they often have their mouths just slightly open when they're amazed or when they're learning something new, when they're at their peak of innocence. So when we as adults might accidentally mimic this to try to appear a certain way, it can send a signal that we're being as open and honest as a child might be. And then when she does this little thing to show how much of the clip she listened to, I'm just going to name that. We don't have to keep calling it that, but I'm going to name it to say that I claimed it. I'm sticking my flag on this thing and call it a fragment illustrator, illustrating tiny pieces or fragments of a film, an audio tape, whatever it is. Like she's holding something while she's explaining it. And it often means, we've seen this many times, even if the person isn't openly saying it, that there's a limit of how much they have access to. We saw this in the Bob Lazar interview when he's talking about, I had some access, and you could see the fingers do this little thing. I had some access to that facility, yes. And you could see this limiting gesture right there. I want you to watch during this handover. That was the first thing, Greg, that I saw this morning, is like, look at this two-handed grasping behavior. But I want you to watch very closely. This clip is about to come back up on your screen again. You'll see no eye contact. She's looking at the documents as she's grabbing them. There's no eye contact up at the attorney. That's going to change in a couple of videos, and it's going to change big time. That's all I got. Mark, what do you got?
Yeah. So around these two no's that you were pointing towards, Scott, are you charged? No. This isn't your case, is it? No.
Welcome, Pamela. We're happy you're here. Welcome to the food truck gang.
I mean, Scott, you're getting into some real subtlety there. And I want to get into some subtlety around her shoulder, which is, I see the hair moving on one side, which suggests the shoulder, there's a tiny, tiny single shoulder shrug on both of those no answers to go along with your, bizarreness of the sonic structure there. There's something tiny going on there. I'm sure if you blow that up and you put a grid over the top of it, you'll be able to see a micro shrug, but it's enough to move the hair on one side, just enough for me to detect it. So could be some uncertainty around those no's. It's possible. It doesn't seem credible that you would only listen to a portion of the call, unless that's what the police said. Oh, we're just going to pay you a portion of this. Just tell us who you're hearing. Or unless you said, actually, I don't want to hear the whole of this. And there may be some reasons why you go, I don't want to hear the whole of this. I don't want to hear anything about this. But if it's your family, I mean, if it were me, so it might be just about me, because, on the whole, I'm making up this whole world in front of me. And so most stuff inevitably turns out to be about me. But if it were me, I'd be like, no, keep playing, because I want to know what's going on here. This is, I want to know what's going on. And if I told them to stop, because I don't want to know what's going on, or maybe they withheld it. I don't know. Oh, but there is one little factor in there, which is when she gives the rationale for why she only heard the snips of it, before her rationale, there's a vocal click before that. Now, I had said at the start, vocal clicks seem to be in her baseline, but it turns out we haven't heard one of those for a long time now. They've disappeared out of what seemed to be the baseline at the start. So there's definitely something going on around this. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's something going on here. That's all I got on that one. Let's have another.
I think those vocal clicks that we hear when people do that, that's their way of getting attention or saying, I have something to say, not by saying, I have something to say and talking, but I think it brings attention to what they're saying. It puts some kind of importance for them behind it to say, you know, as you see people when they sit back and talk to us from their minimal depth of knowledge about something, they'll go, I think, but I could be wrong, but that's what.
Yeah, so I think I do know some people who use it as the signal for, look at me, I'm about to speak. So you don't miss their first few words. It's a way of going, hey, I'm about to, and sometimes nobody looks and they're like.
But I mean, can you help vocal clicks? Because I have a vocal click. What does that mean?
And they got so they don't start into their sentence because their click hasn't. It's a subtle way of gaining attention sometimes, and it doesn't work every time. I do think at other times it's an absolutely unconscious way of showing that there's some worry about what's to come or what just went.
And there are places that use. Go ahead.
Sorry, Greg.
Go ahead, please.
We used to call it an observation invitation. All of those behaviors of like somebody goes, okay, like anything like that. To like, let's bring attention here because I'm about to pontificate.
And to me, it is also used as well. That's exactly the same thing. And you see it in the Let Me Tell You guys. They go do all that kind of stuff to follow it. Yeah, it's a separator for sure. I think we're all on the same one.
Yeah.
I think I've found this woman's adapter and nobody's seen it yet. And I didn't see it for a couple of videos from now. So I haven't brought it up yet. So I'll be talking about it. So I don't think anybody's seen it. See if you can find it. Because when I pointed out, you go, oh, holy smokes.
Good. That's a good one.
It's tiny, but I think when you see it, it'll make sense. And I'll explain why as we go through.
Cool. Can't wait.
Well, what is it? Does anyone know? T. Kinsella says, when Wendi called Donna to inform about the shooting in front of the victim advocate, they had not downloaded Wendy's phone. I can't remember. No, they had, and she got it returned, so then she could call her mom.
It's a tie. Sorry, fellas.
One of those tape replays.
You were referenced several times, not on direct examination by the state, but by your brother's attorney on cross as a co-conspirator. Are you charged in this case?
No.
This isn't your trial, is it?
No.
Is your brother charged with conspiring with you to do a murder?
No.
Is he charged with conspiring with you to plan a murder?
No.
Is he charged with soliciting you to do a murder?
No.
Who is he charged with doing those things with?
I don't think anyone.
Have you had an opportunity to review his indictment in this case?
I have not.
An opportunity to take a look at that document yourself.
You'll see that. That's what they were pointing out. She just took the paper with two hands instead of just one. Beach Bum, didn't Rashi have one of the phones? Yes. So when all of the drama happened, when Donna's first trial was supposed to start, and then Rashbaum had to leave the case, the one thing Alex Morris says is, I met Mr. Adelson, and he asked me if I had his phone. So he was very worried. Unless Rashbaum turned that over. I mean, he turned over Donna's planner, but I don't know that he turned over Charlie's phone. But wasn't everything backed up to the iCloud?
Who is your brother alleged to have done these crimes with?
Catherine D. Magbanowa.
Were you on the wire in this case, Ms. Adelson?
No.
So when the bump happened, are you familiar with the event I'm referencing as the bump?
I am now.
When law enforcement approached your mother on the street and handed her a piece of paper?
Yes.
Okay. When that occurred, who did your mother call?
I don't know.
Not you, right?
Not me.
Okay. And once your brother found out about the bump, did he call you about it?
No.
Who did he call?
I don't know.
Well, you listened to the calls to authenticate
She doesn't know. Bullshit. Armand, if she hadn't seen the indictment, how would she know that she's not a conspirator and the charges liar? Dreamscape, a burner phone wouldn't be backed up to the iCloud. That's a really good point. Yeah, I hope they have it. That's what I thought. Thanks, Leslie. I know, Torrentina. I hear you. It's just maddening.
The voices, didn't you?
Just to hear the voices, not to hear the content of the calls.
Okay. And the voices were your brother's voice, right?
But I listened to the calls just to hear who was on them, so I don't know what content they're referencing.
I heard your answer. My question to you now is, your brother's voice was on the calls.
He was on some of the calls I listened to.
Your mother.
Some of the calls she listened to. I only identified him. Christina, it looks like Phil is holding a portrait of Leslie. I must have missed that. Look at that look on his face.
His voice was on the calls.
She was on some of the calls I listened to.
Did you have any secret meetings with your brother post bump that happened in South Florida?
No.
If you like this video, get the full body language breakdown and analysis on our main channel by clicking this video right here.
Okay, that was good. Yeah, Mia, we do need a new bump. Wait, after the realtor call, she says it's done. Hold on now, I gotta go back.
Or who I had.
Maybe I didn't. It's playing.
Did your ID with you?
I just listened to my voicemail.
What'd you hear?
I
Who was
just,
your voicemail?
it's from Lisa Carey, who is my real estate agent, or who I had gone with to find a house. She just said she was driving around town and she heard there was a shooting on Trescott.
Yeah, that's what this is about. I'm sorry you had to hear it that way.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if I should.
It's all right, just leave it there. Is it still on?
It's right there.
Do you want to just hit play again for me?
Sure.
Hey, it's Lisa Carey. It is Friday, and I feel like an idiot doing this, but I just heard that there was a shooting over on Trescott, and I promise I'm not trying to be dramatic or even nosy. I don't know, just checking on you, my friend. I hope all is well. I hope your sweet boys are well, and if there's anything you need, let me know. It just ran a chill down my spine when I heard that there was something going on Trescott. All right, 212-3083. I hope all is well, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
That's all right, you can stop it. Or does it stop automatically?
It's done.
Okay, do you have your
I think she was talking about the voicemail, but I saw what you're saying. Dreamscape, Georgia drops little hints to Wendi about the information that they have. It always rattles Wendi. I love to see it. Yeah, me too. Hey, Nap. T can sell up. I agree. When she is on the phone with Donna and Donna says, "Where is he?" Wendi replies, "ICU," to which Donna says nothing. Not are his parents on the way? Can anything be done? Yeah, let's see. I think she calls her parents around 7:30. It's sad that I know this. No, maybe it was. Let's see.
Because I don't even know that he's dead. I
Oh, well, that was a perfect place to pick up. I don't even know that he's dead.
just
You
know
don't,
that he has
but-
been shot. And
But all signs of what everyone's telling you, I mean, when they start talking, sorry to be blunt, organ donation,
I know that's
he's
the one that
not
really.
he's kind of
Okay, so I just want to tell them what happened and that I need them here.
and
that
they're
I'm
gonna come
fine
up
and
here
the kids
probably
are fine.
and let them know, you know, when they ask, say the kids are with Lynn and Alan. I'm gonna probably be seeing them relatively soon.
I
I'm just
will, right?
worried.
I'll be out of here soon. Yeah, okay.
I know it's
It's
probably
so
you're in
creepy
like
to see Jeff's picture. Like it looked like a weird mugshot. Like it's, can you, dear God.
What's she talking about? Jeff's picture? It looked like a weird mugshot. Isn't it your driver's license picture? What is she talking about?
Okay. No, I just like, I think it's shock reaction. You know, right? Shock reaction?
Yeah. Oh, and I'm a shaker when I get upset. So yeah.
I usually shake. I really don't. Okay, here it goes. This is the worst day of my life. Maybe I should text them if I can't reach them. Hi, Mom. How's it going? Mom, I need you to sit down. I am fine. The boys are fine. I need you to sit down. I'm fine, and the boys are fine. Danny has been. You can put me on speaker. Yeah. Danny has been shot. And I don't think he's gonna make it. And so I know. So I found this out around 1 or 2 today, and I'm at the police station, and I'm trying to help them figure out who may have done this. The boys are fine. I had Lynn and Alan pick them up from school, and they're with Lynn and Alan right now. And I'm gonna leave here soon and go be with them. But I really need you to come here and be with me. But I want you to either fly, obviously you can't leave right now, but I need you to get yourself together. If it's too much to drive, I'd really rather that you flew up. I'm at the police station, and I'm gonna leave soon and be with the boys before they go to bed. They're with Alan and Lynn, and they're totally fine. Yeah, the boys are fine, but they don't know anything yet. In his house, I know. I know. So I just need you to calm down before you get in the car, okay? Okay, so, and it's, it's evening, so if you want to come here tomorrow, I have a lot of people that'll, be here with me, and, we'll have a lot of support. So I want you to take your time and just be safe in getting here, but I'd like you to come when you
Just take your time. Go to Katie's. Maybe drop off the cash. Maybe not. Or Charlie's.
can, okay? Yeah. Okay, all right. I love you.
I love you. Take your time. We're going to be with other people. It's going to be fine.
I think Jane might, I have the car here, but Jane might take me. I'm not going to be alone. So I have a lot of support and I'll be fine. But yeah, if you could just come here, that would be great. He's in the ICU in the hospital.
Yeah, it was 3 seconds. When he's in the ICU in the hospital, it's like, okay.
Okay, but be careful, okay? Okay. 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 Love you too. Bye. Mom. Oh.
Mom, I just need you to tell Charlie T. Kinsella, how did Georgia get the Hebrew book cartoon cover of Puss in Boots that Georgia showed at trial? Was that saved in Wendy's phone? We don't know. It's a very good question. Or I don't know if someone knows. Yeah, Sir Cedric Walker. You can put me on speaker because Dad's up here in Tallahassee and Charlie wants to hear via speaker. You know, I thought that too, but then I thought Charlie was there. But then it came out that Donna then called Charlie. So would she have called him if he was there? I mean, I don't know with these people. Yeah, tattletales. Even if my daughter said I'm okay, the boys are okay, the first thing out of a mother's mouth would have been, are you hurt? Are you okay? Yeah. Jennifer James. You watched Georgia Kappelman with Linda Bailey the other day. Wendy knew this happened. Yeah. Yep. So Sir Tedrick and I were commenting back and forth on a post, I think it was yesterday, like, who will be the witnesses at Wendy's trial? So we typed what we thought. So y'all tell us what you think. Victoria, you said, I can't see this without seeing you and Jackie with blue contacts and rats in your hair. I know, here's the rat right here. Yep. I should have worn that at CrimeCon. That would have been kind of funny. People would have been like, you're crazy. Oh, hey, Judy. Good to see you. CrimeCon was great. It was packed. It was fun though. I had a really good time. I like it. I mean, a lot of people are there with friends and everybody's palling around together, but I like it because I can just go do what I want when I want and go to whatever seminar. I can go to the Creators Row. I think if I had to do some things over, I wish, like, I always felt like I had to rush to the next session. And sometimes it's just more fun just to like meet other people and talk with them. Yeah, John Smith says, didn't she email Wendy from inside the car to set up the TV repair alibi? Yes. When they were driving from Miami to Tallahassee the week prior, she's emails Wendy and saying all the information about the appointment. But from what we know, they were in the car together. So pretty crazy. Yeah. When Donna calls Wendy back real quick, there's zero emotion. Let's play it.
You did awesome with that call. You were so stressed out about it and you handled it.
I just wanted I talked to Alan, okay? And just because my suggestion to him, just because we don't know what's going on, was if he goes to the house.
Sorry, my mom might be calling back because she heard me. Mom? You did, yeah. I just wanted to ask if you could just tell Charlie for me. I just don't want to be making calls right now. So if you could just tell Charlie for me, that would be great. Okay, and just like it's on the news a little bit that there was a shooting on Trescott, and so I'm starting to get a lot of calls.
It's on the news a little bit. So if y'all want to Google it, if you could just call Charlie, because I don't want to talk because I've already called everybody today.
And I'm not going to be answering them unless they're from you. So I would really try not to tell anybody what's going on just yet. Just because like he's in the hospital and...
Again, he's in the hospital.
Charlie, I talked to Charlie earlier today, obviously before any of this happened. Like I talked to him at like 10 this morning, and he said that he was coming to visit you guys this weekend, and he had plans, and he sounded good.
That's so weird to say. I talked to Charlie this morning, before any of this happened. Well, how do you know when it happened, Wendy? Yeah, I talked to him around 10, and he said he was coming to see y'all. He sounded good. That is weird.
I just can't, Mom. So can you just tell him? Yeah, just tell him for me, and then I'm sure I'll talk to him soon. But I don't want to be on the phone unless I have to right now. Okay? Okay. All right. Love you too. Bye.
Ugh. Judy, you said you liked all the photos. Did I talk to Kathy of Gossip, Rumor, and Joe Patuto? I did, yes. So Kathy, I saw her on the first day. We were actually both at Courtroom Confidential's booth, talked with her, and then she sat in the row behind me when we were at one of the Nancy Guthrie panels, and she actually asked a question too. So I did. And then, yeah, Joe Patuto, I sat with her a good bit, actually, a couple nights. So that's my favorite part, is just getting to network and all that. Yeah, I think I'll wear the rat in my hair next year. Jennifer says, all of them were texting and calling the morning Dan was shot, but the whole hour it was happening, there were no more calls or texts. So true. Oh, Patricia Burns has a limerick. There once was a dentist who thought that a hitman was easily bought, but his sister, who's cracked, wanted her ex to get whacked and to make sure the dentist was caught. I like it. Jennifer, is she still in Austin? As far as I know, I haven't heard more. Cat Rye, you think Katie knows more? I don't know. Every time I hear Katie talk, though, it's just like, it's not even a sentence. T. Kinsella, it's circumstantial facts, like emailing someone in the car with you when there are 100s of such facts that will sink her eventually. I know. And I want to kind of make a list because yes, okay, changing the names. It's horrible. Don't get me wrong. It's horrible. And I think it's guilty looking. But is that something that even a court would allow you to admit? I'm asking. Or like all the different circumstantial things, like what could actually be talked about? I don't know. Judy asks, I wonder what happened with the Justice for Dan Fellowship Fund. We all made donations. It's a good question. I know I pulled the Facebook page up in the last few weeks and it was there, but it's a good question. Dreamscape. Wendy, stop calling me. I'm trying to wash the money. Yeah, Matt. Oh, let him know I included him in the list of suspects. Thanks, Mom. What's a volunteer? Oh, yeah. Wasn't Jared Ross kind of, there was a group of them. I think they were trying to get 501c3 status. Yeah. Yeah, T. Kinsella. I think she is emphasizing to Donna that Charlie does not yet know Dan is in the ICU and not the morgue. I agree. Yeah, you're right. Oh, Judy, really? He stopped commenting? Yeah, maybe you could email him. Well, Gay Schulte, member for 4 months. Can't believe it. Time is flying by here. Oh, I know y'all are anxiously awaiting the encore, and we've been going back and forth, like trying to get a date. I need to reach out to her again. It's hard because I think the times that are better for her are on weekdays. It might be different now that it's summer, but for me, it's just difficult. But we actually have our encore outfit, so we need to do it again for sure. What is the fellowship or scholarship fund? It was the Justice for Dan. They were talking about maybe making it a scholarship fund. Yeah. Judy says, not sure. It was supposed to provide mentorship and funding to either a law student or young law professor interested in criminal. Oh, yeah. This Christina is no drama, Christina. Beach Bum, you can't wait for it. I can't wait for it either. It'll be fun. Sir Tedrick, pack for Tally, then Dan gets shot. You know what I was thinking about too when Harvey and Donna left Miami to come up there? Were they just like, well, let's go ahead and pack funeral clothes? Has anyone ever thought about that? Because I've thought about that. I mean, I guess she said he's not going to make it, but that's kind of curious to me. Love to know what y'all think.
My mom handled that pretty well. Could you hear her?
Yeah. I think, because you're a mama, but moms always go in that natural instinct to kind of protect and help. And
yeah. I'm waiting to hear from you whenever you can. That's Jean. When she said she's here if I need company or a ride, do you think she meant here like metaphysically or here like in the lobby?
Did you mean that metaphysically or here in the lobby? What? Crows and Gallows. Apart from Charlie's appeal, I hope another reason they haven't arrested Wendi yet is because they're waiting for the technology capable of retrieving the WhatsApp communications, right? And they keep growing all the capabilities. And we saw it when I talked to Vinny the other day, Vinny Politan, my new friend. He just it just felt like he knew something. He's like, keep your eye on Tallahassee. And we spoke for several minutes before I started recording, but he said, it's not about a jury believing it. It's about getting it before a judge or a judge to move forward with it, I guess, to like sign an indictment. Of course, that would be like a grand jury, right? What else? And then he mentioned the Charlie's appeal that they would need Wendi to witness. So if he got any trial, they would need Wendi to witness, and she couldn't do that, or she wouldn't do that if she was arrested. Judy, you said, I bet Donna and Wendi already had their outfits picked out, right? But Donna would have to pack it all up from Miami. Like, come on, Harvey, let's get your suit. Tater, yeah. Most normal people would be freaking out. What do you mean he got shot where? And Donna would have been going on and on. Where are the boys? Where are the boys? I mean, I know she says the boys are fine, but even if someone says that, you're going to say, well, have you seen the boys yet? Have you been with them? How are they? Yeah. Could you hear her? She sounded really shocked. Doe-eyed blonde. Tattletales. Who can say the word metaphysically if you're so shocked and grief-stricken at your loved one being horrifically assaulted? Yeah. Yeah, that was wild too, Victoria, when she gave away the clothes to that girl. I just happened to be cleaning up the boys' closets the day before. Come on. Because she was packing. That is when you clean out closets. We all know when you move. If you're like me, the Goodwill people know who you are. They're like, oh, hey, Leslie. Because you just start, when you're packing it, you're like, you know what? I'm not packing this crap. I'm just going to go give it to Goodwill. And that's what she was doing. Knapp. So this victim advocate, she actually testified in Donna's trial. Which, I mean, she didn't really have, I guess, a choice. But she just said that it sounded like a genuine reaction. Let me see if I can find. It was towards the end. Oh, yeah. Wow, that was lucky.
call Sarah Newhouse.
I don't even know which. There she is.
Please come up to the witness stand. Raise your right hand down. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
You can take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You may examine.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you please?
I just want to remind y'all when they were in the police station, Wendy looked at her and said, "We look like sisters."
Please introduce yourself to the jury.
Yes, my name is Sarah Newhouse, and I am currently the Behavioral Wellness Coordinator for the Police Department. Back in 2014, I was the victim advocate.
You're a victim advocate for the Tallahassee Police Department?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And in your role as a victim advocate, what does that entail when you work for the police department?
Typically, it's following up with victims that are victims of crime, usually persons crimes, homicides, suicides, sexual batteries, domestic violence, things of that nature. And it's providing support, kind of being a middle person between them and the police investigation team.
And in that role as a victim advocate, were you working on July 18th of 2014?
Yes, I was.
Okay. Did you have occasion to get assigned to be the victim advocate for Wendi Adelson?
Yes, I did.
And were you present for the vast majority of her interview with law enforcement?
I was.
Were you also present when Wendi Adelson called her mother, Donna Adelson, towards the end of that interview?
I was.
And did you have an opportunity to listen to the portion of the interview where Wendi Adelson called her mother?
I did.
And I'm going to show you what is marked for identification purposes as defense 7.
I think Sarah's still like star-stricken. I mean, she was all, "Oh, Wendy and Jane are social worker people." Dreamscape. How old is Wendy now? I think like 47, maybe. Oh, I know, Victoria. Charlie saw Wendy and thought it was some girl flirting with him, and that looked like Jennifer Aniston. Ugh.
One. Did you have an opportunity to listen to this exhibit?
I did.
Okay. And is the portion of the recording true and accurate reflection of what you remember from July 18th of 2014 when Wendi Adelson called her mother?
It is.
Okay. When Wendi Adelson called her mother, do you recall Donna Adelson's reaction to being told that Dan Markel had been shot?
Yes.
Did this upset her?
She sounded shocked, I guess would be the word that you'd say.
And it appeared that this was the first time she was hearing about it?
Yes.
And did she make any statements that you could hear from where you were sitting?
I don't recall if I could hear other than reviewing the video, but it sounded like a normal amount of upset given a crisis situation.
At this point in time, I move into evidence defense 71.
Any objection?
No, I haven't reviewed this exact item, but based on what the defense has represented to me is on there, I don't have an objection. I do want to review it on the break and reserve the right to object. So subject to that, objection.
A lot of qualifications.
Well, they're just.
Members of the jury, we're going to take a brief break. The bail will take a deep jury room.
How do they even let Sarah like give her opinion on it? Sounded shocked.
Wendi Adelson saying this is the worst day of my life before the call connects, and then it includes the witness telling Ms. Adelson she did an awesome job on the call 2 comments. I'm fine. I understand I don't tend to publish it right now, so subject to those objections, no objection to the exhibit once those things are removed.
And as I indicated to Ms. Dugan when Ms. Kaplan was watching it, I got to remember how I snipped it, but I don't have a problem removing the comment before and the comment after before it's published for the jury.
That defense 71 will be admitted. The proper redactions will need to be made. You can bring back in the jurors. Everyone can be seated. Defense 71 is admitted at this time. You may continue with your examination.
I have no further questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Judy, were you there for this trial on this day? Who's this lady in the white and the turquoisey sweater? So one of Donna's friends sitting there with Pill Lady, Tootsie.
Did you hear any weeping or wailing going on at the other end of the phone during this phone call?
Not that I recall, no.
Did you know Donna Adelson?
No.
Have you ever met her?
No.
So you don't know what her normal demeanor is like?
Correct, I don't.
Okay. But Wendi Adelson, her daughter, presumably does know.
Correct.
Do you remember Wendi Adelson making the comment after that phone call that she handled that well?
Objection, Your Honor. That's hearsay. That's exactly what was asked to be removed from the
Please sit down. Ask the hearsay, sustain,
No further questions.
redirect.
Right, Your Honor. We'll just strike the question from Ms. Kaplan.
Members of the jury, you are to disregard the last question of the prosecutor is to be struck from the record. You may step down.
Look at Jackie sitting there with her arms crossed. Tater, I'm beginning to think Rob might have a different daddy. I think Wendi and Charlie and Harvey and Donna are all related. Donna's, what is the club I looked that she was in? Shoot. It's been a while since I looked. I can't remember. But it did show what she was in. That's going to drive me nuts. Pull Rob's. Look at Donna glaring at him.
Standing, everyone else can be seated. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth?
I swear.
You may take your seat. Please speak loudly and clearly. You can adjust the microphone as need be. Ms. Dugan, you may examine.
Thank you. Could you tell us your name and spell your name for our court reporter, please?
Sure. Robert Todd Adelson, Adelson.
Thank you. And what state do you currently live in?
New York.
And how long have you lived in New York?
13 years.
Okay, so since maybe 2012?
Yes.
All right. What do you do for a living in New York?
I'm an ENT.
Okay, so ear, nose, and throat doctor?
Yes.
And how long have you worked as an ENT?
For 20 years.
How do you know the defendant in this case, Donna Adelson?
She's my mother.
And Harvey Adelson, your dad?
Yes.
Wendi and Charlie Adelson?
Oh, it's the Gavel Club. I looked it up. It's a Toastmasters affiliated program allowing inmates to build public speaking and leadership skills.
Adelson are your siblings?
Yes.
Okay. And where did you grow up?
In Coral Springs, Florida.
Is that a bit north of Miami?
Yep.
About how long of a drive?
About an hour north of Miami.
Okay. When y'all were growing up, did you all, the 5 of you, live in the same house as a family?
Yes.
And who's the oldest child?
I am.
Okay. Who's the middle child?
Charlie.
How many years between you and Charlie?
3 years between Charlie and I.
And then who's the youngest then is Wendi?
Yes.
And how many years between Charlie and Wendi?
3 years.
Okay. When you were 18, did you move out of the Coral Springs house?
Yes, when I went to college.
Okay. And did you go to college at University of Florida?
I went to Tulane.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Did you live in Gainesville at some point?
I did, yes.
Okay, thank you. So
after you went to college at Tulane and then went on to med school, went on to residency, throughout those years, did you continue to talk to your parents and your siblings on a regular basis?
Yes.
And would you see them a couple of times a year?
Yes.
When you were in school, would you go home for the summer?
Yes.
Based on your personal observations throughout your life, of your parents and of your siblings, who is the leader in the family? Who tends to run the show?
I think my mom.
Okay, so Donna Adelson.
Yes.
Would you describe Donna Adelson's personality as being more controlling or more laid back?
I think more on the controlling side.
What about, is she kind of a more assertive person or a more passive person?
A more assertive.
What about your dad, Harvey Adelson? What's his personality like?
I think he's more passive, more go with the flow.
Okay. So they're kind of opposites in that way a bit?
Yeah.
When you and your siblings were growing up, was Donna Adelson a very involved parent?
Yes.
And when I say involved, as far as with your life and with your friends and with school and with that type of thing?
Absolutely.
Did she have certain fixed ideas throughout your life of certain things she wanted to happen in you and your siblings' life?
Yes, absolutely.
Was it acceptable if you decided to not do those certain certain things that she was fixated she wanted you to do? Was that acceptable to her or no?
No, I think she had certain sort of rigid, fixed ideas or impressions for what she wanted for us. And, if you went along with that, things were fine. If you didn't, things were not fine.
Did she have strong opinions about who you all married and what you all did for a living and those types of things?
Yes.
And you're obviously a doctor. Was that an acceptable profession to her?
Yeah, that was okay.
Okay. And was that one of the reasons you became a doctor?
Yes.
How involved was Donna in yours, Charlie, and Wendi Adelson's life after you grew up, became adults, and had kids of your own?
I think still involved.
Was she more involved with your life, Charlie's life, or Wendy's life, would you say?
Probably more involved with Wendi and probably to a lesser degree with Charlie.
Okay. And then would you be she's the least involved with your life out of the three?
Yeah, probably because I was older, but sure, I agree.
Okay, so you're the oldest child. You're out of the house before the other two?
Yep.
Okay, and then you also lived other places after you went to college throughout the rest of your life?
Yes.
Now, was this like a healthy level of involvement that she had with the three of your lives, or was it more of like a micromanaging as you saw it?
I think it was certainly between over-involved and controlling. It probably lended itself more toward controlling, but there's in various realms, more or less. But I think certainly that was the tension.
Okay, so a little more on the controlling side.
Yes.
And does that include your personal lives as far as your relationships and in your professions, your jobs?
Yes.
Was it Charlie who always needed more attention than the other two children?
I think so, yes.
When did Wendy's life start becoming one that she needed to pay or give more attention to?
I think when she had some troubles in her marriage, I wasn't aware there were any troubles in her marriage until Wendi left. But I think around that time when she had two young children, I think that was when she became more involved. And I was, at that point living, pretty
I think it's always interesting that he says he had no idea Wendi had problems in her marriage until she left.
pretty good distance away.
Okay. Were you living in Philadelphia at the time?
Yeah, but first in Philly and then in New York, where we live now.
Okay. And so Charlie always got a lot of attention, and then Donna also started giving her attention also to Wendy's life once Wendi starts going through the separation or divorce.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. From your interactions with Donna Adelson through your whole life growing up and even as an adult, would you describe her as someone who's mentally sharp, thinking about things from all angles, or is she someone who's a little more gullible? Yes, sir. Hey, Blackwador. Good to see you. Dreamscape. Rob didn't get the family to the invite. Look at him looking down. So sad. Look at Donna. So angry. Fast forwarding through this. Should have gone to the trial channel. Wonder where that paralegal that massaged Donna is these days.
Were Charlie and Donna Adelson dependent on each other or pretty independent from each other?
I would say Charlie was probably somewhat dependent on my mom to help him out with, organizing stuff, his dental practice. I think he probably relied on her a lot.
Okay. And you mentioned the dental practice. When you were growing up, who owned the dental practice?
My dad.
Okay. And throughout your life, was Donna Adelson in charge of the money at Adelson Institute?
I wouldn't know the inside workings of it, but I always remember my mom signing the checks and writing the checkbook at the table, when I was back in middle school or high school. So.
Okay. So even back then, she would do some bookkeeping or payroll type things at home.
That's my memory of it.
Okay. And then did the dental practice, you said it obviously started out at Harvey's. Do you remember a time when Charlie Adelson took over?
I remember my dad making a joke about him having a very understanding boss because Charlie was now his boss. So.
Do not testify to what others have stated out of court. You may testify as to your knowledge, but not what someone else specifically said. The objection is sustained. You may continue.
I understand you were telling us how you remember that, but can you just tell us around what year do you remember that happening?
Around 2012, Charlie purchased the practice.
Okay. And then was there a time that you remember Charlie somehow selling it back to Harvey Adelson as then becoming the head of the practice again?
I will permit you to answer the question if you have knowledge of this matter.
My memory of that was sometime in fall to winter of 2015 to 16, somewhere right around there. That's my memory.
Okay. So fall to winter of 2015.
Turning into 2016. That's my memory.
Okay. Now, you mentioned Donna Adelson doing payroll at Adelson Institute throughout your life. If someone were to ask Donna Adelson, or if someone asked Donna Adelson to do something, is she the type of person that just snaps to it, or does she have some questions first?
This is not going to motion. You may answer the question.
No, I don't think she would just snap to and do what someone told her to.
Okay. Is she the type of person who's going to have some questions if you ask her to do
Yes,
something?
I think she would definitely have some questions.
Okay. How did Donna Adelson feel about Dan Markel when he and Wendi first got together and were headed towards marriage?
Y'all think Donna was sitting there thinking about the Mexican mafia? Isn't that what it was that she said?
He was very positive about him.
Okay. So he was somebody she approved of.
Yes.
All right. And how did that change as Wendi and Danny's relationship soured? They ended up moving towards divorce.
So I really only heard anything bad about Danny after Wendi moved out. I didn't hear anything bad about him prior to that date.
Okay. So just kind of went from everything's fine to then hearing bad things about him.
Yes.
And when you say hearing bad things about him, like from her? From Donna Adelson, I'm
yes.
sorry? Okay. And how did Donna Adelson feel about Dan Markel in 2014?
She hated him.
That was I think that was one of the most powerful moments. How did she feel about Dan Markel? She hated him.
And would this come from your knowledge of that? Come from things that she would say to you?
Yes. Yeah.
Did you observe that Wendi played a bit of a damsel in distress, in your opinion, in their divorce?
Yes, I think that's a good way to describe it.
Did Donna Adelson ever talk to you about Wendi Adelson and Dan Markel's divorce?
I apologize to Donna Adelson. I apologize. Can I hear the question
Sorry,
again?
did Donna Adelson ever talk to you about Wendi and Dan Markel's divorce?
Some. I mean, the phrase that sticks in my head is that Danny was depoting Wendi to death. I wasn't involved with, all the various motions. I remember that phrase. I remember there being a lot of, court motions back and forth. But I remember that phrase. I remember, some complaints about like very long either mediation or depositions that Wendi had to endure.
Okay, so this is Donna saying Wendy's having to go through these things.
Yes.
Okay, and just telling you about it.
Yes.
How did Donna tell you that, or did she tell you that how Wendi was?
Yes, Skier, I agree. Rob is dangerous for Wendi. He knew she was trying to leave crumbs about a potential quote unquote jealous Jeff. Yep.
Planning to leave Dan Markel and give him the news that she was leaving the marriage.
Then you're going to need to rephrase this in such a way the witness can answer, Mr.
Sure.
Duggan.
How did Donna Adelson describe to you how Wendi Adelson left the marriage?
Jackie, your side.
Mr. Duggan, please approach.
Okay.
Yeah. When Wendi sent Rob the picture of Jeff that shows Wendi was in on it. That's right. Don't tell mom and dad. Poor Rob.
And you review examination.
What did Donna
You're
Adelson tell
welcome.
you about the plan for Wendi Adelson to leave the marriage?
Sure. When she told me that that she had been in Tallahassee for several months.
This is Donna Adelson, has
Yes,
it?
that she had been in Tallahassee for several months, renting a new place for Wendi, arranging for movers, moving money around, and getting things set up. I only knew this after Wendi had moved out, but she was relating to me what had occurred over the summer. And so I heard this all at once, but probably 5-6 days after Wendi had moved out, and then told me that somewhat gleefully or pleased that they timed the phone call to Danny right before he was supposed to give a speech at the meeting he was at.
Okay. So a couple questions about that. You said Donna said that she had been up here in Tallahassee moving money around and getting things ready for Wendi. Do you mean for when Wendi moved out and needed a place of her own?
Yes.
Okay. And what did Donna tell you that she did to try to, hide the fact that they were renting a place for Wendi?
I remember her saying she'd used her maiden name so there wouldn't be an Adelson up here renting, or hiring movers or such.
Just so like word of mouth wouldn't get around that Wendi Adelson was renting an apartment, something like that.
Sure.
Okay. So they used Donna's maiden name.
Yes.
Donna did. And then you said that their plan was for Wendi to call Dan Markel as he was getting on stage or right before he got on stage to give a speech at a conference.
That's what I was told.
Okay. And what was Donna's demeanor when she was describing this plan to you about how she was able to set up this place for Wendi to live in? Everything was ready for her. And then this is how she gave Dan the news.
I think she sounded.
Donna's the one that gave the news? If not, then maybe.
I believe the question was, what was her demeanor? You may
Yes, sir.
answer the question.
She sounded pleased to me.
I mean, she was ecstatic. She rented that in her maiden name, orchestrated delivering the papers right before notifying Dan about it right before his speech. Sick. Jane, 4 months. Thank you. Fletcher boy, Vegas was great. I cannot wait to get back to CrimeCon.
Did you ever see Donna Adelson doing anything to help Wendi Adelson with the divorce?
I think she was, answering a lot of emails and looking over, emails that went back and forth, looking over motions and such.
Did you personally see that when she was visiting you? Did you see Donna Adelson doing those things?
Yes.
Okay. Was there
Oh, thanks, Jane. Sweet.
an occasion when you all were in the hospital and Donna came to visit and was doing those things in the hospital?
I think it was at our home at the time, right before we went to the hospital. But yes, that's where we, saw the email.
Okay. And while she was at your house during that time, was that when you were living in Philadelphia?
That was in Albany.
Albany, okay. did she want the Wi-Fi at that time so that she could get on the internet and work on these filings?
Yeah, she said she had things to do to help out with the divorce.
What date would that have been? Do you remember?
October of 12.
Did Donna Adelson tell you that Wendi Adelson was trying to get permission to relocate to Miami?
Yes.
And did Donna Adelson tell you about the $1 million bribe she wanted to offer Dan Markel?
Yes.
During the year or two after Wendi Adelson left Dan Markel, how much time was Donna Adelson spending in Tallahassee?
From
Yeah, personal knowledge of her being here.
You may answer as to your personal knowledge on the subject matter.
I can rephrase, Judge. Did Donna Adelson tell you information about how much time she was having to spend in Tallahassee?
She said that Wendi needed a lot of help because now she has 2 boys on her own, and so she was up there a lot. And I think yes.
Okay.
I mean, Wendi acts like she was the only single mom or divorced mom with 2 freaking kids. I mean, she acts like she had 20.
Who cared more about Wendi Adelson's divorce from your conversations? Was it Donna or Charlie?
Donna.
I can assure you, John Smith, I would not be going on that CrimeCon cruise. I wouldn't go on a cruise, period. But that, no, thank you. Because not only are you with these people, but you got to do everything. You got to eat. And, no. And then you have a virus breakout. Nope. You could have a murder breakout on the cruise ship.
What types of things does Charlie care about? What are kinds of things is he really into?
I mean, like go-karts, jet skis, going out, boats, not Wendy's divorce.
Okay. Is Donna Adelson very into her kids and grandkids and their success?
Yes.
Do you think Wendy's divorce or her moving, I guess, do you think?
T. Cancella asked, was Dan Markel's cell phone downloaded? Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yes.
I think Wendi and her boys moving to Miami was particularly important to Charlie Adelson from your observations?
I don't think so.
During the divorce, from your conversations with Donna, was she fixated on Wendi taking this job with a guy named Gary Cohen in Miami?
Yes, that was a common discussion point.
Okay. Did she seem like it was just something that she kind of thought would be a good idea or something that she seemed to have a real obsession with?
It came up a lot in my discussions with her about this job with Gary, where she'd be making $1 million a year and to be a partner. And it was something that was brought up a lot, that she'd be able to take care of her kids in a way that she couldn't up in Tallahassee. And then it was probably the one thing that she mentioned to me. The only time I heard any anger after the murder had occurred was that I asked, is Wendi going to go work for Gary now? And she told me that.
Did the job end up not working out?
As far as I know, it didn't.
Okay. And that you heard?
Yeah, the job didn't work out because Gary didn't have approval from his other law partners. Sonia says, Veriscope forensic statement analysis did many analyses on Wendi, Charlie, and Donna. I encourage you to watch it. It will blow your mind. And all the followers. Yes, I have not watched his stuff in a long time, but I need to go back. Thank you for that reminder.
Some anger from Donna when that happened?
She said that his partners wouldn't let them hire her until they.
Okay.
Sorry.
But there was some anger there because the job didn't end up working out.
Thanks, Fletcher boy. Very nice. I truly hope Dr. Rob is in contact with the Markel family. He's a victim of Ma Barker Donna too. Absolutely. I bet he is in contact with them.
Yes.
They couldn't hire Wendi or didn't want to hire Wendi after all.
That's what I was told.
Okay, thank you. Now, during the summer of 2014, did Wendi Adelson, I'm going to move on to 2014 now, did Wendi Adelson send you a text where she referenced having a boyfriend?
Yes.
And was this before Dan Markel's murder?
Yes.
Why was that memorable to you?
It was just unusual. Wendi, never was someone who would, share her, romantic life or boyfriends or, tell me or, text me about anyone she was dating. So it just stood out as, unique or different.
Okay. What did she, was there something in particular that she said that struck you as also unusual? Okay. I guess, was it your impression that your parents knew about this boyfriend at the time or no?
No, the text said, don't tell the parents.
Members of the jury, you are to disregard the last response of the witness.
May I approach, Judge?
You may.
I don't understand why he can't say that. I mean, if he received it, That's not hearsay, right? Look at that Harvey's face. Oof. Poor Rob. You can tell he's clenching his jaws too. Very
This
uncomfortable.
text that you received from Wendi Adelson. Can you tell me about this text?
Sure. She texted me that she was going to Gainesville for the weekend, and this was 2014. So I last lived in Gainesville about 3 years prior to that. Mentioned that she wanted that I mentioned the name of Jeff. I asked who was Jeff. The response was my boyfriend. I responded I didn't know, and she said you wouldn't. I didn't hear it from the parents. He said they don't know. And so it just struck me as, and then she sent me some pictures of Jeff with her and the boys. It struck me as unique because she'd never shared the name or photograph of a boyfriend before.
Okay, so
wait, John Smith, did you hear where they decided not to charge the brother for killing his sister on that cruise? No, last I heard they charged him as an adult. I saw the Aaron Spencer thing was dropped, but not the cruise.
Members of the jury, as to the last question and response, you are not to consider the hearsay statement for the truth of the matter asserted. You may continue.
okay. So it was unusual for her to talk to you about boyfriends at all.
Yes.
But you also felt it was unusual that she's telling you about this boyfriend when even your parents don't know about him yet.
Right.
And she was closer to her parents at the time than you.
Correct.
Okay. What date was that text message sent?
The very end of June, like 26 or 28 of 14, that last weekend.
Okay. So it was prior to 4th of July weekend.
Yes.
Okay. And do you remember where in those photographs Wendi is with her sons and Jeff?
Like Wakulla Springs, something like that.
Okay.
They're in front of a board that said that.
And did you let her know you wouldn't mention him to her parents or to your parents?
Yes.
Did that strike you as so unusual that after Dan Markel was murdered, you felt, I guess, compelled to tell police, like, hey, I heard she has this boyfriend she hasn't told anybody about named Jeff?
Yes, I did. The FBI came to my house and I spoke to them once, and either didn't come up or, it's a bit nerve wracking talking to the FBI, and that they didn't ask any questions about that. And then, I guess over the ensuing week, I'd heard about like this Prius and this unsolved murder. And I remembered, it struck me as odd that I was sent these photographs of a boyfriend and not to tell the parents about him. And so that's when I wanted to have a clean conscience. So I reached out to the FBI and I said, I don't know if this matters, but I figured I would, tell you about this. And they came back for a second interview and looked at the pictures.
Okay. When is your father, Harvey Adelson's birthday?
July 5.
Okay, so on July 5th of 2014, how old would he have turned that year?
70.
Okay, and this is about 2 to 3 weeks before Dan Markel was killed?
Yes.
Did your family do anything to celebrate his birthday that year?
Yes, we had a party at their condo.
Okay, was there a gift from the family or from any of you to him?
No. I remember an email, and my dad is not someone who wants gifts or a big deal made about him. And so, the email is like, your dad doesn't want gifts, just wants all of his kids to be with him on his birthday.
And was
Okay, wait, we've jumped to the cruise ship story real quick. The brother, half-sister thing. They found other DNA.
Ms. Navarro, great to have you here, Judge. Thanks for taking the time. This is a big revelation. The first thing I thought about, okay, if I take these allegations as true that the stepbrother sexually assaulted and killed her, and he finds out that she had sexual relations with a juvenile on that cruise ship, is that motive? Is this jealousy? Is that what you think is going on here?
Good evening, Jesse. Yes, I mean, that's certainly one possible theory that the prosecutor can take. But I'm thinking to myself, as a judge and seeing so many of these cases, I'm thinking this is an in for the defense to say, what is this? We have a second minor. We have her having sex with this minor. So what more do we not know? So I'm thinking more of a defense perspective. This is a reasonable doubt opening.
In other words, when you have another player in a case like this, you're going to see defense attorneys potentially pointing the finger. I mean, I guess they'll do it two ways, right? I mean, when they'll say, hey, what a sloppy investigation. How do you know where this DNA came from? Why are you telling this so late? When did you know about this? Did you know about it after you made the arrest? Or is it the defense going to point the finger at this juvenile teen as the killer?
Absolutely. That's two possible defenses. If I put on my defense hat, I'm thinking, who else was in that room? I want to know where the sex occurred. I want to know, who this minor is. I certainly want.
I just want to know why the parents, so these are like what, stepbrothers and sisters, put them alone in a cruise ship cabin?
To make sure that all questions are asked. And like you said, the FBI agent didn't take DNA from the neck. So how can we say that this was in fact Hudson? These are all questions that the prosecutor will make sure they have to address with the jury.
Was that a big deal what the FBI agent said regarding the DNA on the neck and regarding whether, the injuries and the strangulation and who may have done it?
It's as big of a deal as the defense wants to make it. So it's up to them. But at the end of the day, the prosecutor, the government has a burden, and that's to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that a murder occurred and that Hudson did it. So whatever holes they can poke in the prosecution's case, the better off they are.
I guess I'm a little confused as to two parts here, right? Is there a situation where the DNA evidence, the forensic evidence, is going to be so strong that the defense is going to have a problem to say that Hudson didn't sexually assault Anna, that they may have to admit that, but say, hey, he didn't murder her? But because I don't know if that would work. I mean, the stepbrother sexually assaulting his stepsister, if the jury hears that and hears that potential admission, that's going to be a connective link that they may not get past and say he had to have killed her too. I mean, you tell me how I should be thinking about it.
Listen, you can think about it however way you want to think about it. You can put your prosecutor hat on, you can put your defense attorney hat on. I'm thinking as a prosecutor, as a former prosecutor, I'm thinking I have an uphill battle because I have a second minor who she had sex with either days before or the same day. So was she having consensual sex with her stepbrother? Was this maybe not a rape? And does rape equal murder? No, absolutely not. So these are all questions then and holes that the defense will definitely be prying into.
I don't want to make accusations here, but just to be clear, you're saying there's a possibility, and correct me if I'm wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong. Is the defense going to use this evidence to tarnish the reputation of Anna, to cast her in a certain light in a way? And
Yes, they will. But I think he's out on bond, but he has to stay with, he's not allowed to talk to the step parent and his other parent. He's staying with an uncle. Blackwood, or you said, aren't their kids staying in the house? I think I think they found out there were, but there were not supposed to be. So I don't know. This is so sick.
How exactly would they do that?
Well, I hate to be the first one to say that, but that's what
Wait
happened.
a minute. Mia says, so of the two male DNA profiles found on her, the only DNA containing sperm belonged to her stepbrother. Okay.
I've certainly sat on all sides of these cases as a former judge, as a former prosecutor, as a former defense attorney. If I'm thinking like a defense attorney, I'm thinking she's having sex with other minors. She's having sex with the stepbrother.
Well, all these social media selfies aren't helping either that they're showing on the screen. Fletcher Boy, you said you think there'd be surveillance from the ship. This is another reason I don't like cruises, because then you get out there in international waters and like who's really in charge, and it's just all shysty stuff. Camera footage could disappear. No thanks.
You, as a defense attorney, you can throw a plethora of reasonable doubt at the wall and see what sticks. As a prosecutor, you have to wear the white hat. You have to seek justice in everything that you do, and you have to have evidence that collaborates every single thing that you're putting forth to that jury. So it's not equal. It's not both sides, as you know, Jesse.
Well, I know, but at the same time, if you're taking the prosecution's allegations that
I agree, Mia. You said no excuse on the planet for sticking that poor girl into a room the size of a shoebox with a stepbrother everyone knew was predatory towards her. 100% avoidable. I agree. Patricia, every youth crime is enabled by the parents. My kids wouldn't have had my eyes off them long enough for something like this to happen. Emotionally lazy parenting and electronic babysitters. Yeah. And Mackenzie Sharilla. Ooh.
he was the only one in that room with her. And now you add this, and we go circle back to the top of the conversation that, maybe if they're going to try to present this to show that he was jealous and, what was going on here, it becomes a very different case. So it does depend how you look at it. It's just an interesting development nonetheless. Judge, thank you for taking the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Jesse. Have a good night.
All right, Jesse. I'll play a little bit more of Rob.
Is that from Donna Adelson?
Yes.
So she's basically just letting you know you and your kids coming is going to be his gift.
Correct.
And everybody, all the kids and grandkids being
Correct.
there. Okay. Did the family ever discuss?
Yeah, here for today. You said lots of murders and crap happens on cruises, people disappearing, falling off the ship. Yeah, but how does anyone fall off a ship? I mean, no one's really falling. I mean, that's sketchy.
That's going on a cruise.
No, not with me.
When a birthday gift is given for somebody in the family, does Donna Adelson typically say, we're going to get him this, everybody owes this much, everybody's going to pay a third, or whatever it is?
Yeah, if there was like a big gift we're getting, or they said, we're getting this for someone, and you can be part of it, that was not uncommon.
Okay, so tell us at the party, or about the party. You said it was at the Continuum?
Yes, at their apartment.
Okay, so is that like a condo building in Miami?
Yeah, on Miami Beach.
Okay, on Miami Beach, like South Beach?
Yeah.
Okay. And is it a secure building?
It was very secure. It was, we were staying at a hotel down the street, and there was like, armed guards, and, apparently there's a lot of celebrities that live there. It was a very high, very secure building.
Okay. And these celebrities that live there, were they people that you knew of? I mean, you knew who they were?
Sure. Yeah, A-Rod.
Did these people have kind of guards of their own too in the building?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. So the guards that you saw were the guards in the front?
Yes.
All right. Had your parents, how recently had they moved to the Continuum?
I got the idea. It was certainly less than a year. Like, I don't remember exactly, but it seemed like they said they were going to try living down in South Beach to see if they liked it for their retirement. And so it had to be sometime, before, because they were pretty well moved in there. But I don't remember the exact time, but if I'm guessing, like maybe 6 months before or something like that. Okay.
So by the weekend of the party, July 5th, are they like fully moved into their condo there?
Yes.
Okay. And are they living there full time from what you know?
It seemed like that, but I couldn't. I know they still own the house in Coral Springs, so I don't know if they're just there on the weekends, but I couldn't say definitively, but it looked like they were living there fully.
Okay. Was his party on his actual birthday or another day of the week?
No, on his actual birthday.
All right. Was your brother Charlie there that weekend?
Yes.
Wendi and her sons, were they there?
Yes.
Was the party catered?
Yeah, there was. Yes.
What type of food did you have?
There were like past hors d'oeuvres, and then there was a paella chef on the balcony.
Okay. Was the party a surprise for Harvey?
No.
So you were never told, don't tell him about it, it's a surprise,
no.
Anything like that? Don't tell him. Were you not supposed to tell him anything about the party that was a surprise?
No, there was nothing about a surprise birthday.
Was there ever a time in the weeks leading up to the party that you heard that the party may be canceled for any reason?
No, never.
Brandon Banfield's sentencing is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern.
All right. So how did you first hear about Dan Markel's murder?
I heard the day after the shooting occurred. So that would be Saturday, July 19. I was at a meeting in Chicago, and I think I got a phone call first, and then I was in a meeting, and so I just said, can I call you later? And then I got a text message shortly thereafter, like right before 10 in the morning. It said, like, tragedy here, please call.
And are these from Donna Adelson?
Yes.
Okay. So were you able to call her that morning from the conference in Chicago?
Yeah. So I walked out and went to the hotel lobby and just hit call.
Okay. And tell us about that conversation with her.
So, it's one of those moments that, you'll just remember forever. So I remember being, in the lobby of the Westin, and I assumed something, terrible had happened, and but I wasn't ready for it. She said, so we just want to let you know that Danny's been shot, and they took him to the hospital, but he didn't make it. And it didn't make any sense.
Interesting too that they waited to call Rob once Dan was passed, so he didn't get called when he was in the ICU.
And I probably asked like a few medical questions, and they said they're driving up to go help Wendi, and we'll talk to you later. We can't talk now.
Okay. Was she crying in that conversation?
Not in the conversation.
Sir?
No, she was not.
Okay.
It was very matter of fact.
Did she ever give you any further detail that weekend about how he'd been shot, or other than just Danny was shot and he didn't make it?
I think it was the next day. So the only really other time that I spoke with him that weekend, I was in the airport going home, like Sunday afternoon. So it was definitely the next day. And it was the first time I could actually have any kind of conversation. And one of the things that she told me is, it bothered me, but I didn't have any other details about it. But she said that, someone went to the front door and said, "Are you Dan Markel?" and then shot him. And then I said, "Well, how could you know that? Who's telling you that?" And she said, "Well, that's just what they're telling us." And it just.
So she said someone told her that someone knocked on Danny's door, said, "Are you Dan Markel?" He said yes, and the shooter shot him.
That's the story I heard. And, later we found out that wasn't what happened, but that story bothered me a lot because there's only one way you could hear that story.
Was she crying when she told you that information?
No.
You mentioned earlier that law enforcement contacted you after Dan Markel's murder. Did they contact you to try to see if
How would anybody know that someone knocked on the door and said, "Are you Dan Markel?" No one would know that.
you knew any information?
Yeah, they came to our house. I was already at work, and so they talked to my wife. It had to be a Wednesday or Thursday, so I was already at work.
And is this your house in New York?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm.
And did you end up talking to law enforcement and answering their questions, letting them know what you knew?
Yeah, they came to my office the next day, and we with two agents, and we had an interview.
Okay. After that conversation with, you said it was the FBI earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay. After that conversation with the FBI, did Donna Adelson ever say anything to you about having talked to law enforcement or the FBI?
It was either that afternoon or the next day, but and she called me and said, just want to let you know, if the police come around, don't talk to them.
Okay, so she told you not to talk to law enforcement.
Correct.
Did you let her know that you already had talked to law
Yeah, I
enforcement?
said I already did.
What did she say to that?
She said, "Oh, well, you don't know anything anyway."
You don't know anything anyway?
Correct.
Was that an unusual statement coming from your mother?
Yeah, everything that week was unusual, but I clearly didn't know anything, but I wasn't going to not talk to the FBI if they show up at my house.
How did you respond? Let me ask you this. After the
I think the FBI showing up, I still think that could be a reason that Wendi vomited at dinner. Because, Rob could have told Donna that happened. I don't know. I got to think about it. T. Kinsella, I think how Donna described it was how her control freak self thought it was going to happen at the front door after asking his name. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
murder of Dan Markel, did Donna Adelson seem curious about who killed Dan Markel?
No.
Was there a complete lack of curiosity?
Yeah, nobody seemed curious.
Did you actually ever ask her, after the murder, hey, what do you think happened?
Yeah, and the conversations were kind of rerouted, or that was certainly discouraged. And it was probably maybe sometime mid-August, when I finally had a chance to ask and say, what is going on? This was not a small event. This was getting a lot of notoriety. And I said, what do you guys think happened? And she had said, I don't know and I don't care. It doesn't concern me.
Was that out of character for her to not be curious and not be asking some questions?
Yeah, it was an unsolved murder of, my former brother-in-law, someone that we all know very well. If it was some neighborhood gossip, people would be interested. This was national interest. And nobody had any curiosity about, who did this to Danny.
Is a person, you mentioned that, not only is it your brother-in-law, but it was national news at that point as well.
Yes.
And regardless of it being national news or not, is a person dying from gun violence an extremely unusual thing to happen in your family?
Yeah, to this day, Danny's the only person that I know who's died from gun violence or been a victim of gun violence. So it's unique in that manner.
What would your mom, Donna Adelson, do if you did try to ask her any more about Danny's murder after that?
It wasn't a subject for discussion. It would be rerouted, or it was just not a subject to discuss.
When you say rerouted, do you mean changing the subject?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fast forward to 2016. Do you remember in May of 2016 when Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera were arrested?
Yeah, I do. I saw it in the OR lounge. Someone told me about it. It had to be a Wednesday, and
you were in the operating room lounge?
It was
someone
the lounge.
told you about it?
Yes, someone else, because stories like this people see on Twitter or such. And I remember someone telling me did you hear about that the case, because it's more than one person had followed it, and I saw it, and then that was on the 26th, and I remember the dates because our anniversary is on the 28th of May. My wife and I were like, should we call them? Like they arrested some guy who killed Danny. And
When you say them, you mean like, should we
my
call
parents.
my parents? And
Yes.
yeah, okay. So it was big news that even people you work with were seeing that there were finally some arrests made.
Right.
Okay. And that was 2 days before your anniversary. You said?
Yes.
Okay. So did you and your wife eventually talk to your parents?
We did. Like we thought, like, should we call them? And we figured, if they wanted to call us, they would call us, and then they didn't. And so we figured, well, they'll call us on our anniversary, and so we can just sit tight. And I'm sure it's pretty stressful. And this guy was arrested in Miami, and so they called us on our anniversary, which was the 28th.
Okay, so that was 2 days after the arrest, I think.
2 days after I found out. Yes.
2 days after you found out. Thank you. So on the 28th, did you talk to Donna Adelson?
Yes.
All right. And when she called you, was she telling you the good news that Danny's killers were arrested?
No, just called us for anniversary, and wished us well and had some small talk for a bit. I kind of let it go for a little bit. I mean, this was not small news. And so I finally broached the topic and said, they found the guy, they arrested someone who killed Danny. There's no response. And I said it, at least 2 or 3 times that, they arrested, they made an arrest. They got the guy who killed Danny. Yeah. And then her response was, I've got to go.
And then did she hang up the phone after that?
Yes.
Oh, look at him. He's just so sad. It's horrible. Knapp says, remember how stupid Charlie was to think it was safer to talk on their cell phones than in their apartment. Like the FBI bugged their property easier than their phones. Yeah. And remember when Wendi bought a new phone because she thought her actual phone was bugged? That's always a classic.
And did you ever talk to her about it again ever after that?
No.
Just a second. Other than, her reaching out for happy birthdays, happy anniversaries, that kind of thing, was that the last conversation you had with her?
That was the last time I spoke to her.
Okay. That's all. Thank you.
Oh, Jane, yes. Jeff Lacoste revealed it in his, I think it was in his March 2015 interview. He's like, yeah, she was all worried they had a bug on her phone. And so Ison's like, well, what's her new number? And he goes, no, she still has the same number. She got a new phone. like the old movies where they put the big thing on it to bug the phone. In fact, I'm going to make a short on that. That'll be funny. But with all that being said, I'm going to go. But we'll have book club this weekend. And I think I'm going to do a live with Joe Patuto. And she's going to talk about all her good legal stuff and Wendi and all good stuff. Yeah, like someone put an Apple tracker on her. Yeah. Yeah, Sir Tedrick, he knew at that moment when she said, I got to go, his mom was involved in the murder. That's why he teared up. Yeah. Feels so bad for him. But thank y'all for joining on this impromptu live on a Thursday. And tomorrow's Friday. And, Vinnie Politan says, keep our eyes on Tallahassee. So we will. But thank y'all for liking and sharing and hyping and doing all the things and watching the shorts. I appreciate it. Y'all are awesome. And y'all make me smile every day. Thank you. Have a good night.
I'm Lazzy B, justice seeker, story keeper, and we're still watching, waiting for justice.